Welcome. Today we are diving into the read an email task, a common scenario in the TOEFL reading section. This exercise focuses on identifying the primary intent of workplace communication and extracting specific logistical details. We will work through 3 questions together to sharpen your scanning and inference skills. Let's get started. If you want to master more TOEFL reading strategies, make sure to subscribe to myTOEFL and join our community of learners. All staff OpEx Innovations, com. This email is addressed to all staff OpEx Innovations, com, which indicates that the information inside is relevant to every employee in the organization. Charity Committee OpEx Innovations, com. The sender is the Charity Committee OpEx Innovations, com, suggesting the context involves a corporate social responsibility initiative within a business domain. 06K7TT2 2020. The date is 06/15/2225. Always keep an eye on the date, as it helps you establish the timeline for any upcoming deadlines or events mentioned in the body. Call for donations, annual charity auction. The subject line, call for donations, clearly reveals that the main purpose of this message is to request items. It also specifies the event is an annual charity auction, giving us the context immediately. Dear colleagues. The greeting, Dear Colleagues, shows a professional but inclusive level of formality, appropriate for a company-wide announcement. We are excited to announce that our annual charity auction will take place on Thursday, July 10th. This opening sentence serves to officially introduce the event, noting that it will take place on a specific Thursday. Notice the use of the future tense to announce a scheduled event. This event raises essential funds for the City Children's Hospital. The author identifies the beneficiary, explaining that the essential funds raised are intended for the City Children's Hospital. This establishes the why behind the email. The auction will be held in the main cafeteria from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. As we move into the second paragraph, the text shifts to logistical details. It specifies the main cafeteria as the venue, which is a key factual detail for students to track. We are currently looking for donations of high-quality items, such as electronics, gift cards, or original artwork. This sentence provides examples of the high-quality items needed, such as electronics and artwork, clarifying exactly what the staff should contribute. Please deliver your donated items to the Human Resources Office by July 3rd so we can catalog them. The verb deliver acts as a call to action, while the date July 3rd sets a firm deadline that employees must follow to ensure their items are included. All contributors will be entered into a special prize draw for a weekend getaway at a mountain resort. Paragraph 3 shifts the focus to an incentive, stating that all contributors will be eligible for a weekend getaway. This is a strategic move to encourage participation through a reward. We encourage everyone to participate and support this meaningful cause while enjoying an evening of fun with the team. The email concludes by asking staff to support a meaningful cause, using persuasive language to build a sense of community and purpose. Best regards. The closing best regards is a standard professional sign-off that maintains a respectful tone between the committee and the staff. Megan Fletcher. Megan Fletcher is the sender, and her name provides a specific person for employees to contact regarding the charity auction. What is the main purpose of the email? The question asks for the main purpose of the email. In TOEFL, this means you need to identify the core reason the sender wrote the message, rather than focusing on minor details. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. To recruit new medical staff for the local children's hospital. This option suggests the goal is to recruit staff, but the text only mentions the hospital as a beneficiary of the funds, not a workplace looking for employees. We should eliminate this. Now, let's examine option B. To invite employees to participate in a fundraising event. This option accurately summarizes the text. The email invites employees to participate in an auction, which is a fundraising event. This matches the overall intent perfectly. Here's option C. Let's break it down. To announce a new partnership with a local electronics store. And the email mentions electronics as a suggested donation, but there is no mention of a new partnership with a store. This is a common distractor that uses words from the text in a wrong context. Finally, let's look at option D, to provide a list of winners from the recent prize draw. While the email mentions a prize draw, it is a future incentive for donors, not a list of winners from a past event. Therefore, this option is incorrect. The correct answer to this question is option B, since the email explicitly calls for donations and participation in the upcoming charity auction. According to the email, what is the deadline for providing items for the auction? This question asks for a specific deadline for providing items. To find this, scan the text for dates associated with the delivery of donations. Now, let's check the choices. Let's take a closer look at option A. July 10th. July 10th is the date the auction will take place, not the deadline for submitting items. This is a chronological distractor. Now, let's examine option B. July 3rd. The text explicitly states to deliver items by July 3rd so they can be cataloged. This matches the deadline requested in the question stem. Here's option C. Let's break it down. June 15th. The date June 15th is when the email was written, as shown in the date field, not the deadline for donations. Finally, let's look at option D. By the end of the weekend. While a weekend getaway is mentioned, it is a prize for contributors, not a deadline for providing items. Therefore, the correct answer is option B, because the passage clearly identifies July 3rd as the cutoff for delivering donated items. What can be inferred about the people who donate items to the auction? This question asks what can be inferred about people who donate. This means the answer isn't stated directly in one sentence, but is a logical deduction from the facts. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. They have the possibility of winning a short vacation. Since all contributors are entered into a draw for a getaway, it is logical to conclude they have a possibility of winning a vacation. This is a valid inference. Now, let's examine option B. They must deliver the items directly to the hospital. The text says to deliver items to the Human Resources Office, not directly to the hospital. Therefore, this option contradicts the passage. Here's option C. Let's break it down. They will receive a guaranteed gift card for their help. The text mentions gift cards as a type of donation item, but it does not say donors will receive one as a guaranteed gift. This is a confusion of details. Finally, let's look at option D. They are required to host the event in the cafeteria. The event is held in the cafeteria, but there is no indication that the donors are required to host it. The charity committee is the organizer. The correct answer to this question is option A, since the prize draw mentioned in the text gives donors a chance to win a short vacation. To succeed in the read an email task, always start by identifying the main objective in the subject line. Pay close attention to specific dates and locations, as these are common targets for detail-oriented questions. Finally, practice logical deduction for inference questions by looking for incentives or requirements linked to specific actions.